Hello and welcome to the Praying with Victory podcast. I'm here with Sandy Brown from the Creator's Classroom, where she helps people find joy in their spiritual journey. Thank you so much, Sandy, for being here. I appreciate it.
Kind of surreal, actually.
Yes, we've been talking about this for a while, and now here we are talking together. And so, if you could just share a little bit about your background and who you are and how you started your ministry, the Creator's Classroom, we'd love to get to know you better.
Okay. Well, my parents named me Sandra Brown, and I don't write under that because there's a famous author who shares my name. And
Oh,
in fact, even today, I still have all of my life, I've had a double. So it's been
mm,
an interesting journey.
wow.
Um, I had wonderful parents. I'm just so grateful for them. That it's not that they didn't make mistakes, because they did, like every parent.
Hmm.
But they loved Jesus, and it was a great heritage that they gave me, and I'm really, really thankful for that.
Hmm.
Um, when I was in school, in high school and college, I did well, but there were a couple subjects I really, really disliked. I really disliked English composition, and in college, I hated psychology, absolutely hated it. And so those two little facts we just need to tuck in the back of our brains as we continue.
Okay.
So my adult life really went pretty good. I mean, there's ups and downs all along the way. But it
Hmm.
went pretty good till I was about 40. And then life started throwing in some monkey wrenches,
Hmm.
some nasty circumstances that I never would have signed up for them.
Hmm.
Um, I went through abandonment and abuse and divorce and death of family members, death of dreams. Got fired from a job, which was extremely humiliating to me.
Hmm.
New management came in and cleaned house. And so, you know, all of those things were going on. And I don't think you have to live very long before you start to realize that life's going to be hard.
Yeah.
We have this grand and glorious picture in our mind from the movies and other places about how great life is going to be. And there are times when it really is,
Hmm.
but there are times when it's hard. And those difficult times affect us emotionally.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as Christians, we still have hope.
Yes, we do.
And we see it in both the Old Testament and the New Testament. In the Old Testament in Isaiah, it says, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And
Hmm.
through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through the fire, you won't be burned. The flame
Hmm.
won't consume you.
Yes.
And the Apostle Paul wrote, we are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, struck down, but not destroyed.
Hmm.
And a more contemporary writer, Paul Tripp, he says, God takes his children places they never would have planned to go. That's me, in
Hmm.
order to produce in and through them the things they never could have produced on their own.
Wow. Yeah.
So life will be hard. We
Hmm.
have hope.
Absolutely.
But by the time 2012 rolled around, I had reached a point of just really being beat down and broken, and I needed time to heal. And I went to be with my parents' mission. They were gone, but I was there, and my daughter and son-in-law were there. And in that time, um, I had some self-prescribed therapy where I bought some baby chickens and was going to raise them. And so I was sitting with my half-grown chickens in their yard, their run.
Hmm.
And some wanted to be close to me, and others were way off where I couldn't even reach them if I wanted to. And next door, we had these neighbors who had, they repaired and they sold heavy industrial equipment. So, like great road graders and earth movers and dump trucks and backhoes and just all steamrollers and all these great big yellow pieces of equipment. And every day they would usually start one or two or three of the engines, and it would kind of vibrate the ground. And the noise was quite loud. It was kind of like the huffing, puffing of the big bad wolf in the story of the three wolves,
Yeah.
or the three pigs, I'm sorry. And so anyway, so we were sitting there and the rumbling started. And those chickens that were off in the distance came running back to me. And
Mm.
some wanted to hide under the stool that I was sitting on. They wanted to be close. And
Wow.
it was like the Lord in that moment said to me, you know what? You're a lot like those chickens. Only
Mm.
come to me when life is scary.
Wow.
And to
Wow.
think about that. And
Mm.
it was true.
Mm.
And from that point on, there were more lessons to be learned, and I didn't want to forget them. They were too
Mhm.
important. So I
Mhm.
started writing them in a notebook. And by 2015, our church started using those stories in their newsletter. They called it The Gospel According to Chickens.
Wow. I love that.
This is the crazy girl who didn't like English composition.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I was writing a blog series. I just, God's amazing. And
Yes.
then in
Mhm.
2020, I started a website for women who have found life very disappointing and they need the joy of the Lord.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
Mhm.
again, here's someone who hated psychology, and I'm talking a lot about feelings and emotion. I'm not a trained psychologist, but
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
writing about those things that are real to us
Yes.
and that
Yes.
we don't know what to do with them. And
Yeah.
so
Mm.
God was pretty amazing.
Wow. Wow. And that's where the Creator's Classroom was born in
Yes,
2020.
yes, the classroom is our life, was my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And the creator is the one who's our teacher, our professor.
Yes. Oh, wow. That's so good. That's so good. I love how you talked about the fact that you didn't enjoy writing and you didn't enjoy psychology, but how it sounds like what you're saying is through writing out your and reflecting and journaling your experiences and your
Yes,
emotions, did that bring healing to you or was that the beginning process of the
that
healing journey?
yeah, that was the beginning. Yes, it
Yes,
was.
yes, yes, and that's just a powerful thing, and how God can use that, and then now you can encourage others
Absolutely.
who are in their own journeys.
Yeah, scripture
Wow.
says God's strength is made perfect in weakness, and I'm that person.
Mm. Aren't we
Yes,
all?
yes, for sure.
Yes, yes, absolutely, and just yes, he uses those weak, broken parts and shines through those cracks, those flaws, and
Mhm.
that's where he gets the most glory.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing how you started your journey. And we're here talking on the Praying with Victory podcast, which is all about prayer. And you're going to be one of the speakers for the Praying with Victory Summit that's going to be coming up. And I'm very excited that you're going to be sharing more about how people can experience emotional healing through the difficulties of life, through the disappointments, all the things that you're mentioning. And so, one of my questions that I have is, how did you discover prayer? And I just love the story of the chicks too. Like as I'm asking this question, I'm like, oh, you already answered it, but I'm gonna ask it anyway because this chick story is so powerful. How did you discover the power of prayer in your own spiritual journey? I just think of that image of the chicks and what the Lord spoke to you. How has prayer been a part of your journey?
Um, Prayer has always been for a long time for me, like for many people. It's more like a to-do list that we take to God, kind of like a honey-do list. This is what I want, Lord. Um,
Yes.
1, 2, 3, this one more priority than another.
Mhm.
And really, prayer is not, it just isn't very powerful when that's all it is to you. It becomes
Mhm.
routine and boring.
Mhm.
And I found in my emotional healing journey,
Mhm. Mhm.
pray without ceasing. I learned what that meant,
Yeah.
which is totally different from here's my to-do list, God.
Mhm. Yeah.
So that is basically, how I how I found prayer to be a healing power in my life.
Amen. Wow. That's so good. What do you hope that women who will be taking part in the summit, what do you hope that they will take away from an event like this that is focused on prayer and hearing the stories of others? Yeah, what do you hope that women can take away from something like this?
To really understand what prayer is about.
Mm, yes.
Um, I think we don't really get it sometimes.
Mm,
To be able to understand that it's a conversation between a father and its child.
yeah, yeah, that's so good. That's so good. Yeah, it's definitely not a to-do list, like you said. And sometimes maybe when we're growing or starting out, that's what we think it is, or that's what we perceive it to be. But then it's when we really just get in the word and just desire to be with God in his presence. You know, when we're talking, like you said, it's a conversation where your father talking to his children or talking to a close friend. What do we desire to do? We desire to be with them. And
Yes,
and
yes,
and I love how you also mentioned the praying without ceasing and how how can we do anything without ceasing? It has to be our life. It
right,
has to be
right.
like the rhythm of our lives. It has to be
Yeah,
the essence of who we are. It has to be how we live and breathe, you know? And
yeah.
and
But
yeah.
a to-do list type prayer, you
Hmm.
can't have that with you on the job. You have to
Mm,
give your hours to your boss.
very true. Mm.
When you've got a family, you've got little kids that, well, they have laundry that they produce. I mean, I swear there must be fertilizer that they put in that laundry because it grows and grows so fast.
Oh yeah.
There's meals, there's dishes, there's
Hmm. Hmm.
school carpools. How can you pray without ceasing? It's not a to-do list.
Yes. Mm.
Much bigger than that. It's recognizing that God is with you every moment. And how do you do that? How do you put that into your daily life?
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
brief but momentary
Mm.
realizations that God is with you every moment.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. Well, this is just a taste of what people who will be going to the summit or signing up for the summit will be able to. We're going to dive even deeper into how we can do this, how we can continue to just live out our faith and pray and so that it's a lifestyle and so that it's just that it becomes part of who we are. And so I'm excited, Sandy, that you're going to be just diving deeper into how we can pray um, so that it's not just a laundry list of to-dos, but that it truly transforms our lives. And so thank you so much for being with us today. And I look forward to hearing more of what you're going to share at the summit. So thank you for
Great.
being here.
Thanks.